Alrighty, it is 2:28 in the morning and I've just written 849 words in MOH. There we go. That's one scene written today, so that's something. I'm going to take a break from MOH at the moment. I'm going to edit another work in progress video and start exporting that. While it is exporting, it should be a relatively short video compared to usual. While that's exporting, I'm going to start another round of Uncharted and potentially eat some food. And then I'll get back into writing after that. I'll either wait until it's done exporting, assuming that everything goes okay, or I'll just put my Bluetooth keyboard on my phone and start typing there. I don't know if I'll work on MOH or Rasmussen or the Time Stopper or even Untitled Mysteries, but it'll be one of those. I tend to type the research notes with the article open on my phone and the typing done on whichever other device, so more than likely that will wait until after the exporting thing is done, but I'm going to try and get some actual writing done this morning, so I think I'm going to warm up food first and then come in here and edit the work in progress video while I'm eating, but then I will give you guys an update once I accomplish some more writing at some point. Alrighty, it is 8:10 in the morning and I was waiting for my load of laundry to be done so I could move it into the dryer before I went to sleep, but I ended up writing 2,135 words in the Time Stopper, which is pretty good progress. It's definitely more than I've been writing in the Time Stopper, so that's something. I felt like I was finally making progress in it this morning, which is definitely a good feeling. So far today, altogether, I've written 2,984 words with the Time Stopper and MOH. So when I wake up, I would like to work on Rasmussen. I'd like to get a little bit done on Untitled Mystery Scenes, because I would still love to hit 50,000 words by the end of the month on that, but we'll see. At this point, it feels like I'm writing like multiple mystery books at once with different scenes, because it's very clear to me that some of the scenes are not the same character, just by the way they talk, but that character still doesn't have a name, so I'm just compiling them in different documents and calling it good, and maybe someday I'll rewrite the scenes into books and we'll see what happens. Depends on if any of those characters ever give me their names or not. But I would love to work on that. I would love to work on Rasmussen today, and I would love to get into finishing up Atlantis notes, even though the article on that was confusing as hell. I would love to get the Atlantis notes finished this month, because the Lost Z research is much longer than I was expecting, which is okay. It's incredibly interesting and I love every second of it. But I had originally planned to have that done by like the end of this week, but that's going to be impossible with how much more research there still is. So I'm going to switch to Atlantis today instead, but you know, go from there, see what happens. I'm going to continue formatting Ashes in the Light today in between writing and whatnot. I might start edit number 9 of Cut to the Kill. I think it's just going to be a Grammarly edit, and we'll see what happens there. If I feel like it needs it, I'll put it through another Google Translate edit after that, in case there's any more awkward wording, but I'm not 100% sure. It still needs to go through a few things, but I'll get into that later when it actually happens, because I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to start that today or not. I think it depends on how much more formatting I succeed in getting done in Ashes in the Light, so we will see. I'm going to get some sleep, and then I will see you guys once I accomplish something either in writing or formatting. I will actually show you what I accomplished in Ashes in the Light yesterday first, after I wake up, and then I'll update you on anything that happens after that. So, I will see you in a few hours. So we have just gotten through all of part 2, and I'm on to part 3 now. So I'm going to see if I can do the formatting for that up here without totally screwing something up. So first I'm going to get a new page up and then come back here and go to breaks, next page. So if I click up here, yep, it's a new section, so that's good. I'm going to unlink it from the previous and then do that. And then get another new page, unlink it from the previous, get rid of the page number. Okay, so, well, hold on, nope. You see, this is what I'm talking about, are you ready? This, clearly, the gutter is on this side, the gutter is on this side, this here, page 99, this one, page 97. There is no 98. And I don't know why the hell it does that, but it makes the process a little more difficult. So I'm gonna do bird chores and then I'm going to soak my hands in hot water and hope that that loosens up my knuckles a little bit. And then we're going to try and fix this again. So I'll see you again at some point. Alright, real quick, I remember what I did last time. So I have the new page, and then I go to breaks, next, even page, and then this is now a new one. So then I'll get a new page here, and then come back here, unlink to previous, get rid of that. Same here, unlink to previous. Done. So then this one here, insert a picture. It will be part 3. And then this is another blank page, and then this is currently an even page, so page layout, breaks, insert a section break on next odd page. That just turned this one into an odd page. What if I open a new page first and then do it? That turned this into an odd page again. Did we finally get it? There, okay. Finally got it. Unlink to previous, and then page number. Is that the side that goes on? Yeah. 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. So then we go up here, format, start at 93. And then same as before, I'll put my name here, and the next page should say 94, but I'm gonna go do chores and soak my hands, and then we'll get back into this. Alrighty, it is 9:09 p.m. and I'm finally going to show you the stuff that I've done in Ashes in the Light. I've done all the work on it that I'm going to do today. I've spent like the last hour and a half doing just this one thing for it, so it's just not worth doing anymore right now, I think. My knuckles have been very sore all day, my hands have been very sore all day, so after I exit out of this, I'm going to do some light typing. I'm not going to push myself, but I am going to see what else I can accomplish before the end of the night. So I'm going to flip this around and show you the little bits and pieces of Ashes in the Light here, and then you'll get another update once I do some writing. Alright, so up here we've got our 2 blank pages, and then the title page, another blank page. This one is normally where I would put the other books that I have written that are for sale by me, but since I don't want it to list any of the books I've previously self-published, that's just gone. And then down here, I'll eventually add a dedication. This is the copyright. This will need to be changed eventually. That's the ISBN for Cut to the Kill, but I haven't gotten around to this one just yet. So another blank page, and then part 1's header. I designed the little ghosty here. Blank page, and then the chapters have a little ghost hidden over here that I drew in. And then there he is. That's the little ghost for the scene divider. And then it just continues like that. It's taking a long time, but I really like it. And then up here, this is the thing that I spent like an hour and a half doing. Just because the internet was slow, the thing I was using to design it was slow. There was no way around that. But it's based on these notes that I took way back in 2016 when I was writing this book. But I'm through here now, so we're in part 4, 4 chapters into part 4, and then we still have all of these left to do. But I started early, so I have until Monday to finish all of those, so that's something. But I'm going to save this one more time and exit out of Word, and then type back here for at least another hour before I move back to the living room and get some work done there. I don't know what book I'll be starting with, but once I know, I will give you guys an update once I write something in it. Alrighty, it is 11:29 p.m. and I just added I did add 400 words to the notes for The Lost City of Z. So for the next half hour, I'm just going to play Uncharted, and then I will get back into writing after midnight. I'm not sure what I'm going to start with, whether it be notes or one of the books or what, but we'll decide when midnight rolls around. But overall today, I wrote 3,593 words, so that's something. It's felt pretty good this month. I have hit 2,903 words every single day this month so far, and that feels pretty good. I feel like I'm finally starting to get back to where I used to be before last year, and even potentially most of the year before. But anyway, that's all I have for this very moment, and then I will see you guys again sometime after midnight with a writing update. Alrighty, so it is 12:50 in the morning, and in between Uncharted, I am working on Atlantis research at the moment. I have decided that the research I'm doing right now, I'm going to be calling Phase 1. It is like laying the groundwork for all of the other things that I'll need to research later. So this is pretty much laying it out as the Wikipedia article does, which is difficult because the Wikipedia article is incredibly difficult as well. And then I'm going to go through and read all of the articles that the Wikipedia article uses to find their sources, and then use that as Phase 2, and anything that goes beyond that will be Phase 3. Right now, I'm looking at a part, just for instance, a series of raised, word I don't know, marine terraces which become progressively older with age. That is the actual wording of the sentence, by the way. on word I don't know, indicate that it has risen in elevation at about 1.7 centimeters per 1,000 years for the past 1 million years. I get the end part of that sentence. I don't get the first part of that sentence. And then we have this sentence. The elevation of the marine terrace for the high stand of sea level for the last interglacial period shows that this island has experienced neither subsidence nor significant uplift for the past 125,000 years. It's not that I don't understand a lot of it, it's that there are, to me, that one isn't quite as bad. That sentence isn't quite as bad. But a lot of the sentences in this particular article kind of read like someone either took all of the words directly from their sources, like scientific magazines, and didn't change any of the words, or like someone found a word they thought was too small and looked it up in the thesaurus to use a bigger word to sound more scientific. That sentence in particular isn't terrible, but there are a lot of them that read precisely like someone used a thesaurus to figure out bigger words, and it makes it kind of difficult. So at the moment, I'm just taking notes on the Wikipedia article, and once I'm done with that, phase 1 is done. Goal achieved. And then I'll take a break and move on to phase 2 later on. So I'm going to keep working on phase 1 here, in between Uncharted, and then I will give you guys an update once I get through it all, or once I move on to another book. I'm going to do my best to work on as much of phase 1 as I can tonight, or this morning. I'd love to finish it today, if possible, but we'll see. So I'm going to get back into that, and then I will give you guys an update at some point in the morning. Alright, it is 3:25 in the morning, and I'm going to take a quick break here, just because my knuckles are absolutely killing me, especially on my left hand. But so far in Atlantis Notes, I have written 2,000 words, which is something. But my hands are sort of cold, so the gloves are only doing so much. So I'm either going to soak them or just hide my hands under a heating pad for a while and see if that helps. But either way, I'm going to come back to this in a little bit and keep working on the notes. In the article, I am here, which is better than where I was earlier, and I have just this pretty much to keep going through. So this paragraph and these two, yeah. And then later on, I'll be going through these and these. But for phase 1, I just have these left to do. So once my hands are ready to type again, I should be able to get through phase 1 pretty soon. I will see you then. Alright, so I just got through all of the notes that were on that particular article. I only wrote about 200 more words there, but then I went back to the main Atlantic article, or Atlantis, because I totally forgot that I was just reading this. Sorry, there you go. So, I still have this. I apologize, my iPad's being a dick. Oh god. And this. So, I'm going to get into those while I'm playing Uncharted here, and see what happens. This one probably isn't going to be super important. I might look into it just to see, but this is going to be the main one, I think. But, we'll see. So I'm going to get back into this, and then I will see you guys with at least one more update before I go to sleep. Alrighty, so I managed to get another 561 words out of the Atlantis research, and phase 1 is now complete. Pretty much anything that was in here and the last several sections of this one just weren't relevant to my research. They were all just how it's been used in literature and stuff like that, but the first part of this one under ancient versions was relatively useful, so I wrote that stuff down. But otherwise, phase 1 Atlantis research is complete, so that is something. I'm going to attempt to get some more writing done, whether it be research for Z or anything else. My knuckles are killing me. The left hand is no longer quite as bad as it was before, but now on my right hand, this knuckle, it doesn't seem to matter what I do. It just tenses all get out, and no matter what I do, it just won't. It doesn't want to work the way it's supposed to. It really hurts up in here, and when I type, I can feel it here, like just a constant building pressure. So I'm doing what I can. I'm probably just going to try and meet the word goal, or get as close to it as I can tonight, so that way, this morning, so I can focus mostly on Ashes in the Light when I wake up. But I only need like 300 more words, I think. Yeah, a little more than 300, give or take. So I'm going to get into that. Probably going to do research for Z. But either way, I will update you guys one more time once I hit this goal, and then I will most likely be done for the morning. Alrighty, it is 6:28 a.m. I managed to write a little under 200 more words for the Lost City of Z research, but that's all the much further that I'm willing to push it. My knuckles are killing me. This one especially, I don't know what's going on there, but under certain lighting it literally looks like my knuckle is bruised, so it's very fun. I've already brushed my teeth and put the remainder of my iced coffee in the fridge, so I'm going to put some pain cream joint stuff on. I might take a couple of my arthritis pills. They're just basically Tylenol, specifically formulated to help arthritis pain. And then I'm going to lay down and waste time until 8 o'clock and go to sleep then. But that's all I have for right now. I'll attempt to meet the word goal shortly after I wake up, in hopes that my knuckles will be at their best at that point. They usually are pretty good for the first like 2 hours after I wake up. Not always, but usually. And then after that I'm going to work on formatting Ashes in the Light and go from there. But either way, I will see you guys at some point in the afternoon. Alrighty, it is 4:02 p.m. and I just added 370 words to Lost City of Z notes, which is all I needed to meet today's goal. So, I don't have internet. I haven't had internet for like the past 20 minutes. Don't know why. Probably because it's windy outside, and that is temperamental. I've unplugged the modem, I've unplugged the router, I've refreshed the router, yada yada yada. Nothing's working, so I am going to close out of all my tabs. I'm going to save my Word document again, and then I'm going to close out of that, and then I'm going to eject my flash drive, so that way it doesn't risk screwing up my flash drive, and then I'm going to reset the network and see if that helps. If not, the place that provides our internet closed 4 minutes ago, so I would have to call someone that is on call, who will then refresh the router and ask me if I'm stupid and don't know how to plug in my router. So we're going to try resetting first, and if that doesn't work, I will call and see what happens, but yeah, I'm sure I want to reset the network. So we'll see what happens. I absolutely 100% need internet to do the Ashes in the Light formatting, because the title headers are all on the internet, and obviously everything else is too. That's where my Google Docs is, that's where everything is. Pretty sure the Google Docs is offline, but the thing that I use to make the headers is not. I have to wait 5 minutes before my shutdown will happen, apparently, even though I'm the one who told it to shut down.
So I'm just gonna sit here and exist and see what happens. I lost internet again. It is 4:46. I just got in here after resetting the network again, and I don't have internet. After I reset it the first time, I did get internet back for about 10 minutes, and then it was gone, so I reset it again and did bird chores. If it doesn't come back on here in the next few minutes, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'll work on MOH or Time Stopper or Rasmussen or what. I'm considering starting Amelia's first book, just so that way I can say I met the goal of starting it this month. I don't plan to work on it every day or anything like that, but I do want to get it started this month, so I might do that today and see what happens. And if all else fails, I might just play Sims for the rest of the day, because I'm getting really tired of this. So I guess we'll see if it kicks back on, and if it does, how long it holds out. And if it holds out for more than 10 minutes, I won't play Sims. If it doesn't hold out for more than 10 minutes, I will play Sims. Unsurprisingly, barely made it 5 minutes. So I'm going to open up Sims and play Sims.
Alrighty, it is 4:19 in the morning, and I have only worked on Amelia's book so far. It is untitled. I know what the book is about. I know what the first crime is about anyway. That has already been written. But I just don't have a title right now. It's not like the Bo Austin series. I can't just have people vote on the killer and then let what happens happen. So I don't have a title yet. I'm not sure if it's going to be like the Bo Austin series where each title is the killer, or if it's going to be like some of my other detective books where the title doesn't necessarily specify what the killer does. But I've written 1,456 words in it altogether, 991 of them so far this morning. Probably would have accomplished more if I hadn't spent an hour and a half dying in Uncharted. Crushing mode is not fun, even with infinite ammo. But at this point, I am going to take a little break and do some drawing instead. I just saw my internet flash off for a second there, so I'll probably lose internet again. But I'm going to do some drawing for a little bit, give my knuckles a break from typing. Because internet's been on and off so far, I've been doing this. Let me get my flashlight turned on. There we go. So instead of doing the research, because I can't, I'm just writing down placeholders in the book. So in the book, Amelia's husband is currently named first name 1, and then I'll look it up later. At the moment, I believe I still have internet. Well, it keeps flashing on and off, so I can't say for certain, but it's very slow on certain websites, so I've just decided it's not worth it to try and do any research. The only research I've done is homicide statistics in Chicago in 2014 for a comparison that I managed to get the last time that we had internet, so there's that. But I'm going to get into writing for a little, I'm going to get into drawing for a little bit, and then I'll eventually come back to writing, but either way, I'm going to do some character sketchy stuff for Bo Austin things, and then I will see you guys the next time that I accomplish something in writing. Alrighty, it is 6:41 in the morning, and this is what I have so far. I'm pretty proud of the way it's coming out so far, so that's something. But it's very cold in here, so I'm going to brush my teeth and go into my room and lay on my heating pad under my blankets and exist in there and be at least mildly warm for a while. But when I wake up, I'm going to work on Ashes in the Light stuff, maybe do some writing in between to meet the word goal, and then go from there. But that's the plan. I might do a bit of typing back there on my phone, but it won't be anything, to write home about, so I'll just give you guys an overall update after I wake up. But that is all I have for this very moment, and I will see you guys again in the afternoon. Alrighty, it is 7:40 p.m. and I just finally finished all of the formatting for Ashes in the Light. That includes going back through and fixing the hyphens, so that way they're now either an M- or an N-. Some of them are still hyphens, depending on where they were in the story and what purpose they served. But we are completely done with this now, so I'm going to save it, and then I'm also going to save it as a PDF and email it to myself, so that way on Monday I don't have to email it to myself and I can start editing it that way. So, I'm very excited to get into Edit 8. And I'm very excited that the formatting process is now done, and I'm very happy with all of it. So, I'm going to get into writing for a little bit. I might work on Rasmussen or MOH, see if any progress can be made there, and if nothing comes through, I'll just move back to research. But either way, I will give you guys an update at some point.